Okay, here we are. Okay, here we are. Today we're going to do some backs and in terms of your spine and legs. I'm just going to walk you right through it as usual, so hopefully you're already on your mat. So in this position, getting into what's called cat-cow, hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, hip width and shoulder width apart. You're just going to do some gentle undulations in your spinal column, allowing your spine to move. Very simple. You can alter the movement. You don't have to stick to just a forward and back. You can certainly do little twitches and side stretches, little rolls and lifts. You can orchestrate your breathing with this if you like. We're doing about 10 total, and then one more. From here, if you will, I want you to sit back onto your heels and then hinge back forward, repeating this back and forth. This is a nice way to open up the lower compartment joints and pump your body's liquids for a little bit while we warm up, getting ready to use our backs more along with our legs. Good. Again, this position looks a bit like this. You're hinging back, sitting back, and stretching your armpits. There you go. You can change the shape of your spine at any time, from sticking your tailbone and head up to rounding your body as you go. This one seems like we're doing it a ton, like an inordinate amount of time, but it's correct. It's really giving your body a chance to change some of your lower compartment joints with your spinal column changing shape. All right. From here, we're going to do what's called bird dog, so we'll still be using the cat-cow position, just giving ourselves a break from our hands for a moment. In the cat-cow position, I'd like you to come into what's considered neutral, so you're not arcing your back and you're not rounding your back. Neutral position is a natural position. You can have your hands flat like this or in a fist as I'm choosing. From here, start by just extending your right leg back, trying to keep your back position stable. Bringing your knee back into hip width apart. Use the left leg and do the same. At first, you're just warming your body up. Sure, maybe you could do it at an advanced rate or lift your leg up if you've done this exercise before. But warming up gives your body a chance to perform well when we start to ask for an additional piece. So with the right leg going back, we're now going to take the left hand forward and switch and alternate. The entire time, you're trying to keep your back stable, definitely neutral and comfortable. Then we're going to continue on and add even more. So as we reach out, we'll be lifting the leg and the arm at this point, still trying to stay stable in our core, and then alternating. So far I've done 3 sets of everything. That'll get us to roughly 10 sets. Here comes the beginning of the 9th set. And then we'll do one more set for good measure, stabilizing our back, extending our appendages. Sit back into child's pose. Let your back stretch for a moment. From this position, you can always stretch your arms to the side just to get some side body stretches. What I like about it all is that you just stay in motion, breathing in through your lungs, and allowing your waistline to help you exhale. That keeps your powerhouse involved. I always think that's a good thing whenever you're exercising. Okay, so turn around and come onto your back so we can do some bridges. Lying backwards, you're bending your knees with your feet flat, your arms at your side to start. I'm going to take a peek at my legs to make sure that I'm somewhat square. Stomach is engaged, your core muscles, your powerhouse muscles for those that practice Pilates. Exhale and lift your pelvis upwards. Pause and breathe in. And then exhale and elongate downward. Now you can do an axial elongation like I'm doing. Exhale and lift up again. Or you can articulate one vertebra at a time, flexing your spinal column as you go down. Exhale and lift, engage your waistline, lifting up as high as your body will allow, and then lower down. So you have those choices. To add some dimension to it or a challenge, bring your arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale and lift yourself up. Breathe in. And exhale, fill all 4 corners of your feet as you lower down. And exhale and lift. Engaging the inner thighs, the back upper inner thigh. Inhale. And either flex and articulate your spine one at a time down, like I'm doing in this. Exhale and lift again. Breathing in. Or elongate your spine, lowering it as a section or a piece. 3 more. Exhale and lift. Inhale and pause. Exhale and lengthen, reaching your knees beyond your toes. And 2, using your waistline, whatever feature you have to work on the most, inhale and exhale, elongate as you go downward. 1 more, exhale and lift, inhale, and then exhale and lower. Excellent for the back thighs work, glutes, and your spinal column, whether you chose a flexing of your spine or an elongation of the spine downward. Now I want you to come back onto your front side, but this time I'd like you to lie flat. So as you're ready, lay it down and allow some sort of lengthening to happen in your thighs while you're in this position. We're going to be practicing what's called cobra. You'll be lowering your head and face towards the mat with your stomach still scooped in, hands near your shoulders. Inhale and gently elongate your spine for the opposite wall and bring your vision up towards the trim of your room. Inhale and pause there, and then exhale and lower your spine. It's not a huge move. Inhale and rise up, gently pulling your navel in, keeping your ribs active, elongating your spinal column. And lower down. Repeating. You can have an inhale for the rise if you choose, leaving your legs on the floor, easy pressure on your hands, and lower down. Now we're going to add a little bit more length to this time. Inhale, keep your legs active. When you rise up to a high point from your last exercise, then start to lift further by putting some pressure into your arms. Breathing in again, exhale and then lower yourself down. Inhale, you can do the same exercise, straightening your arms as you go, lifting yourself up as much as you can, and then lower down. Each person's different in their rise point. If you like, you can place your arms further out in front of you. As you rise up, it will give you a little bit more of an extension feeling and a safer position in your spine. And lower down, elongating. 1 more time. Inhale, rising upwards, finding your arm position, the length in your spine, and use your core muscles to control and lower yourself down. Sit back for a moment when you're ready into child's pose, rounding your back. This is just an oppositional pose. It gives you a different felt sense in your back and a little bit of rest. Again, all movements welcome, so be spontaneous and maybe oscillate a little bit when you go. And then come out onto your side. If you're on a mat, you want your elbow to go to the back edge of your mat, and you want your body to line up with it. We're going to do some side movements with our body. Bringing your legs out in front of you about 45 degrees. Take your top hand and place it in front of your hips. And with this hand, you can place it behind your ear, or you can rest your head down nice and long. I think I'll try this for today. My bottom waist is active, and again, my entire core is busy, supporting me. Okay, lift your outside leg up, if you will, hip width apart. You can turn it out or you can keep it parallel. Your choice, but be honest by watching it. Kick your leg forward 2 steps, and then reach it back 1 long one. In this exercise, we're just taking our body into a little bit bigger move. It doesn't have to be extraordinary. To start stabilizing from the side. You can have a soft point of the toe, or you can alternate between a pointed toe and a flexed foot. Guiding your leg forward from your core and back. Keeping your torso steady, try not to use your spine to move your leg, but instead use your spine to support the movement of your leg. 1 more, and then back. Stack your legs from here. Again, you can have a turnout or parallel, but whatever you do, make sure you line up your knee to your toes. Kicking your leg upward, and then flexing the foot and bringing it down. As you kick it up, you're trying to use your side waist and body, and your inner thighs to come down. Elongation is the key here. Both sculpting the legs and strengthening them. Reach them far and away, and flex and come down. With your top hip, press it gently into your elbow. That will help you stabilize your back. With your bottom leg, press it gently into the earth. That will also stabilize. 1 more, and then we'll do some circles. Now the numbers that I do, sometimes they actually make sense and sometimes they don't. So either follow along, make up your own if you have a special number, or just count mine and find out and let me know which ones I didn't do quite right. Okay, so we did those little small circles. Now we're going to switch over to the other side. From here again, you want to line up your elbow and your body as straight as possible. Hand behind the head if it's suitable for you, or with your head down. Legs out at a 45-degree angle, and hand in front of you. From this position, elongate the leg out to the side and turn it out if you choose, or it's similar to what you did on the last side. Stomach stays in. Kick your foot forward 2 times and reach it back. Finding and noticing, for me at least, right away the differences between the sides. And my focus currently is on keeping the stability in my torso, regardless of the direction or the distance of my leg. Back and forth using my core muscles. My bottom leg where I'm wiggling my toe, that's active, it's pressing into the earth. I'm trying to keep my shoulders balanced out and my head back. Who knows if that's happening, but I'm trying. One more time, and back. Stack your legs. Again, a turn out of parallel, just keep your knee lined up to that direction. Kick up, and then flex your foot and come down. Again, differences in sides. I'm trying to elongate already in my waistline. I hope you are too. Keeping my top hip in contact with my elbow to make sure that my hips don't wobble too much. Elongating in my core, even pressing my bottom leg down while my left leg lifts and then squeezes interiorly to come down. One more time, hoping my count is somewhat similar. And then circling my leg roughly 3 to 5 times, or till it feels good. And then reverse it. That's nice. Oh, one more just because it feels good. Awesome. Whew. Okay, go ahead and have a seat up. This is just good exercises for you. And then come back over to that original side. Bear with me. Set yourself up the same way. Not too complicated. My neck says, oh no, I would like to lay down for this one. So go ahead and make that decision again for yourself if you choose. Leg lifts up, turn it out. We're going to do bicycle. Kick your leg forward, bend it in, and if you like, give it a stretch. You can follow that stretch and bring your leg back, trying to stack it on top of the other. Then reach the leg go, or reach and let the leg go, and then bring it forward again. You'll go forward, knee to chest, knee to knee, knee bent back, reach your leg long, and bring it home. Again, forward, knee to chest, knee to knee, knee bent back, reach your leg long, and home. Then we're going to reverse it. Going back, stay square and stable in your body. Bend your heel to your bottom. Bring your knee to your knee. Knee into your chest. Oh boy, elongate your leg out with a turn out and then reach it home. Back you go. Heel to bottom. Knee to knee. Knee to chest. Elongate the leg turned out and home. One more. Reach back. Stable core. Knee to knee. Knee to chest. Elongate with a turn out and home. Okay, you can always rock on your back in between, spin around, whatever works for you, and then on to your other side. Setup's the same like I said before, and try to choose similarly. So my head was down the last one, it's going to be down this time. Consistency. It's a nice way to figure out what's going on with your body and to benefit from it. Okay, so here we go, bicycle. You kick forward, knee to chest, give it a stretch if you like. You can follow the stretch back as the knee goes to the other knee and bends back to straighten and extend and match up home. You'll go forward, knee to chest, knee to knee, knee bent back, extend the leg and reach it home. Forward, bend, knee to knee, extend back, elongate home. Reverse, go back, heel to bottom, knee to chest. You can give it another stretch and then elongate it, turn it out and reach it home. Go back, bend, knee to chest, turning it out, reach it long, and then take it home. One more, 3 of each. Knee to knee, scoop your stomach, extend your leg, and reach it home. Yum. Okay, again, rock your back a little bit, just to make sure that all works out well for you. And then we're going to come back up and do some more moves that are in bird dog. So back to the all fours position, hands underneath the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Play along with me. You can adjust it however you like. Whatever I'd like you to do though is to keep your back stable. Try not to let it rock too much or drop from side to side. Okay, find neutral for yourself. If you have a mirror, great. If not, just kind of test or feel back there. Once you have that, we're going to do the same extension route that we did before. So we're just right away going to go into lifting the opposite arm and leg and alternating. Back and forth. Collect your breath if you need to. Stabilize your back. And keep repeating. Right arm, left leg, right leg. Right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. One more set, one more side. Sit back for a moment. Always a good time to reset, recalibrate the shoulders, fix the hairdo, all that kind of stuff. Avoid your technology. Come out forward when you're ready again. And then we're back into our hips position. I actually just realized I'm not sure if I can tell you the magic number. I'll have to check out. Hold on, continue on exercising, stay focused. Here we are. So this time I want you to extend your right leg out till it's on the horizon as parallel as you can get it. And then point and flex your foot and bring it home. Left leg goes out, point and flex and home. As you repeat this, stay simple with it. It's not complex, but use your core as best you can. Tighten the space between your hips and the front. Elongate your back and stabilize yourself side to side, hip to ridge, ribs and ribs to hip. Back and forth. Now we're going to take it to where we extend the leg out and then bend it with the foot flexed. With this position, try not to drop your hips, wobble, or become unsafe in your spinal position. Staying square, push your heel up 1 time, 2 times, 3, 4, and 5, and switch. Squareness, left leg comes out long and bends, flex the hips, or flex the heel, keep the hips square and push up 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, extended down. Repeating, out, up, bend, and lift. 2, 3, powerhouse. 5, and down. Repeat, out, up, flex, scoop your stomach. Try not to make your back do the lifting. And repeat. One more set this way. Extended leg and bend. Inner thighs helping you elongate or lift. And the other side. Out, long, bend, and lift. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Sit back for a moment, giving yourself a rest. It's not how high your leg lifts, if you could tell by my own legs. It's what effort you put into the muscle. So you're looking for your back thighs to be active and the inner thigh of the back thigh. Give that a little twist in your mind. Coming back out again, let's go into all fours. So very same concept, it's just that we're going to stay a little bit longer and build some endurance to it. So shore your stomach up, extend your right leg out, bend your knee, and then pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep pulsing. 6, 7, 8, and switch. Left leg bend and pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and stretch and switch. As you go into this and continue, there's so many things you can work on. Keeping your armpits towards your hips, elongating your neck away from your shoulders. Reach your leg long and change. With the pulsing, you maybe feel the opposite inner thigh. Coordinate your hips so that you can feel their connection. And switch, another set. Pushing through even the big toe and the inner heel. Scooping the stomach in opposition. And reach. Last set. Lifting, scooping, checking all other things that you can where your mind will allow. And rest. Whew, that was great. I'm going to have to stay kneeling for a moment just to make sure everything goes well for me. There we go. And then we're going to sit back into pigeon. So pigeon's a nice rested pose, but I'm going to add a little bit of an active component to it. So coming onto all fours, take your right knee out in front of your hands and in front of it, in between your hands, I mean. Lift your back toes up of the back leg and elongate and bring your foot across towards your other hip. Lower your leg back again and lower directly down onto your shin. Here you are, you're in a nice pigeon stretch. Enjoy it for a moment. And then elongate the back leg again with the toes curled under and straighten it. From there, I want you to point and flex your leg, creating kind of a teeter-totter or a can opening effect. where you feel your left leg elongating the front of the thigh, allowing the glute and the hamstring muscles to fire, and then giving yourself a really nice big stretch here in the hip socket. If you'd like to add a little bit more work to it, it would be reaching yourself up onto fingertips, way out in front of you. Of course, you can do any added activity that you like. Then bend your knee and flatten your foot, and just come up into a nice elevated pigeon. You're trying to square your hips out, use your core, and elongate your back muscles, and fire the back thigh while you lengthen the front of the left thigh actively. And then come up onto all fours, sit back for a moment, gives the body a moment to digest it, and then switch back to fours again, and bring your left knee forward in between your hands, curl your back toe under, straightening the back leg, and then bring the foot across. Wherever that is for you, so it's not special other than to where it is for you. Lower it down, right onto the leg if you will, and then stay there for a moment while you absorb this new position. Really big IT band stretch, wouldn't you agree, and a hip socket stretch? So from here, curl your back toes under, straighten your back leg, and then oscillate, as I like to say, or flex and point your back foot while you create this dynamic where the front of your right leg is opening and the left hip is getting a change in the socket, potentially decompressing the socket. Go to tempo that works for you and feels safe for your hips. Of course, you know, I haven't spoken much about breathing, but I do hope that you are breathing. It almost goes without saying, but I'm saying it now because I can tell I would like to breathe in this exercise. There we go. Nice stretch, hey? Okay, lower your back knee, flatten out your foot, and then lift yourself up. Again, try to find some sort of activity here in the back of the thigh that will actively open the front of the leg, so that's how you create that nice stretch. Stomach is pulled in, you're squaring your hips, maybe rolling your shoulders back and lifting your collarbone or your chest and heart upward. Try not to strain your neck in that process. You're looking for elongation. And then bring yourself forward and sit back again. Awesome. Pigeon. Okay, so now we're going to do single leg kick kick and double leg kick kick. Kind of sliding into some Pilates here. So lay down again onto your stomach. Elongate the front of your thighs. Sometimes I'll reach over under and just elongate them on their own with my hands. And then bring your hands beside you into what's called a Sphinx pose. I'll give you a little bit of an angle. I think that the camera will work with us for this. There it is, so you can see me a little bit more clearly. Here we are pulling our shoulders back, bringing our chest forward. Sorry if I hit the microphone. Squeezing your shoulder blades together. And then I can feel that my stomach is lifted in and up, and my rib is not necessarily flaring out. I'm trying to engage them to support my low back and mid back. Taking my right heel, I'm going to bring it towards my bottom 2 times. And I'm deliberately trying to keep my hips still. Then I'm going to do the other side. This looks easy. I've heard it seems easy. When I'm using this exercise, I'm using those back muscles to deliberately move the lever of my knee and my quad and hamstring muscles. I want them to activate, particularly the hamstring and the glute, while they're working on the weight of the calf and the ankle and the foot. Oh, that was a little fast. It helps me lengthen the front of my quads by repeating it. And in time, it gives me more activity behind. That's it. One more set, let's say. Simple or not. And then lower down. From here, we're going to have our right cheek or our left cheek. I'm going to start with the left so you can see me. And let me rotate again so you can see a little bit better. So with my left cheek down and my hands behind my back as high as I can, elbows low, legs close together. Take the legs and then pump them toward your heels 3 times. While that's happening, keep your hips still. Drive your tailbone towards the floor. Then press your legs down after the 3rd one. Look forward. Roll your shoulder heads back. Lift your chest forward and up. Reach your hands behind you. Very nice with your neck. Don't crank it. That's it. And just keep rolling your shoulders out and lower down. Other side. Hands high, elbows low. 3 kicks. 1, 2, 3. Use your back legs. Use your back spinal column. All the muscles. The back of your head, the back of your ears, and lower down. Kick 1, 2, 3, and reach back. The interlace of your hands can be whatever you choose. Drawing your elbows together and lower. 3 kicks, 2, 3. Extend back, Open up your heart. Lift your collarbone. Tummy still in, lower down, and gently sit back into child's pose. You can roll over your knees and take your time getting there. That's it. And just find a nice way to soften up your back. Very nice. Okay, I'm going to take you into a little bit bigger stretch. It might be realistic or unrealistic. You'll have to decide for yourself and come up with maybe modifiers that work. I'll give you some suggestions. So here we are on our stomach again. Bring your left or your right forearm in front of you as if parallel to the top of a mat if I were on one. Then bend the knee on the right hand side. I have my left forearm forward. I'm going to take my right hand back and I want to grab the inside of my right foot and sweep my fingertips forward. That's going to help me open up my shoulder, interestingly enough. And then I'm going to either face forward or face towards you and smile and keep my pelvis reaching for the floor equally. I'm definitely stretching my thigh to bring my heel to my bottom, but I'm also trying to line up my knee closer to my other leg. There's plenty of things to do in this exercise depending on where you're at. When I was first doing it, I was using it for my shoulder stretch. Now I'm doing it for a side body stretch, so it just depends on where you're at on any given day. I'm staying active with my hips and my breath so that it's not a static stretch completely. And then releasing. Rock the hips in between in case that was a bit intense for you. And then again, we'll do the other side. Isn't it fun to watch us just play around on the floor? There we go. Okay, so here you are again. You're going to take your right forearm across your front here. Then you're going to bend your left knee. You can line up your knee ahead of time if you think of it. Bring your hand behind you to grab hold, fingertips forward. Rolling the shoulder out. Oh, now I can really see why I like this exercise. And then trying to press my hips into square. The floor is there to support my hips, so I can definitely feel it. And I'm keeping my legs lined up, so I'm getting a nice quad stretch. But ultimately, for me, I'm opening up my chest and stretching my spine on the inside, the anterior. That's going to help me strengthen my back on the posterior or the exterior of my spine. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, good, I even got an elbow adjustment. And then release. Rock your hips. That's it. And now we're gonna sit back again, just re-extending our spine into a different position with our arms nice and long. Okay, so now we're gonna go into strengthen our back and stretch our front all at the same time and develop some leg muscles through the back piece. So you'll lay on your stomach. Again, I'll choose an angle because I think it's a little bit easier to see the dimension versus a flat. And then bringing yourself flat onto the mat, we're going to do what's called boat pose in some circles. Bend your knees and reach your hands back onto your ankles. You can flex your feet. Maybe your hands are holding your ankles, your feet, or your shins, whatever you can get a hold of. And then pull your stomach in. Stay active with your back muscles. And then press your shins into your hands to help lift you. Turn the corners of your mouth up for a smile and breathe. A lot of things you can do here. You could lift higher if you choose. You could push your shins away more if you wanted. You could lift your thighs if you needed. There's a lot of ways to go about it. Staying there. Breathing is what makes you oscillate. So with every inhale, there's a potential to lift up. Right, that feels good. Again, inhale. And exhale, stay with it. Inhale, fill up your lungs. And exhale, 2 more. Breathing in, maybe lifting your inner thighs. And inhale, engaging your abdominal muscles, pelvic floor. Nicely done. Lower down, release your feet. You can rock your hips. You can windshield wipe your legs. That would be even bigger. Just depends on you and what works for you. And then sit back into child's pose. Now while you're in child's pose, I'm going to walk forward to see if I can get the letters for this particular group. I'm using a sketch piece of paper on accident. I don't think I'll be able to do it, so I'm going to jump out of the video, but don't go anywhere. Stay wherever you are in child's pose. I'm sure you can hear me while I go get the letter that we need. Oh, there it is. Awesome. Now I'm writing on that paper. Okay, so the letter that you're looking for the contest, and if you hung with me this long, is the letter V. V is for Valentine.
V is for volume, and V is for verve. How's that? Okay. Have a great day. I hope that was useful to you. Do some stretches if it wasn't too hot on your back, and then understand that you'll need to work with your core more. So, blah, 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 blah.